Hello, hello. During this session, we will be playing with exploring two quite multi-dimensional mini flows, wonderful for any part of the yoga journey. And the aim of the game here is to feel which parts of the body support you and which maybe don't, to feel out where your body is right now, and to explore how you can make your body feel best. Note that your mind is also part of this process, so please, I encourage you, approach this with kindness, meet yourself in your body where you are, know that the body always changes, and just have fun. We are going to start soon, but have you done your warm-up video? If you have not, please hop over to the warm-up video. Make sure you get nice and warm before we start flowing. If you are warm, let's get started. We are going to need 2 pillows as support and a blanket as well. So go grab those. I would say the blanket should be thick enough to make your knees feel supported. I know you might not have this beautiful fluffy carpet to protect your knees the way I do. Very grateful for this carpet at the moment. But if you don't, please grab a nice cozy comfy blanket. And I am using the pillows next to me as a support for my hands here. So have the pillows be quite nice and thick. And if they're not, if you might want to double stack a pillow, maybe get a cover pillow or an outside cushion, something nice and thick. And I'll show you where to pop them now. But first, as always, have a look at your foundation. Foundation being all the things touching the mat. So first, knees here. You're going to keep your left knee on your blanket, bring your right foot forwards, and then now check. My arm length might be very different to yours. So you are going to find and place your blankets, your pillows, where your hands can meet. And for the purpose of this exercise, we are going to rest our upper body on our front leg. So just move your pillows back and forth, find yourself, your foundation, nice and steady. Now the hands become part of the foundation here. Okay. You're grounding through your front toes and heels. By grounding, I mean slightly pressing into the mat. You are tucking your back toes for this exercise. And now this might feel very similar to yesterday's exercise because it is. You are slowly going to move towards straightening this front knee. By move towards straightening this front knee, I mean the front leg is going to work towards straight. You will notice a point where you stop. That is where you stop. Take your right fingertips to your hamstring. Feel it. It is on, it is lengthened, it is working. Now, you're welcome to keep your hand on your hamstring just to get familiar with how the body moves and how the muscle is feeling. Going to bend that front knee again. It might feel like it is softening, releasing a little. The more the knee was bent, the shorter the elastic band. The more the leg straightens, the longer the elastic band, which means the muscle is working harder. Okay, let's bend again. And straighten. Just note here, is your back knee still comfortable? Are you still feeling supported? Can you make any adjustments to make yourself feel more stable? Okay, now we're going to isolate. Okay, focusing just on front foot here. Feel yourself pushing through your front foot. How does that work for you in this pose? And now feel yourself almost pulling that front foot in towards your knee. The pulling of the front foot brings the knee back to top of the foot. Push through the foot. Maybe that straightens the front leg. And now pull through the foot. Maybe that bends the knee. A few rounds here, fully focusing. All you need to do is feel that foot. What does the push away from you do to the leg? And what does the pull towards you do to the leg? Pushing, what happens? Where does it happen? Pulling, what happens? Where does it happen? Okay, next one. Awareness on that front right knee. Move towards straightening the knee. What happens for you, for your leg. And then move towards bending the knee. Is there anything working just beneath, above, in the knee? Bend. Are your knee and your foot maybe still working together? Can you just isolate that knee? Or does it feel better to help you with that foot? Okay. Note the experience. Note there's no right or wrong here. Feeling out to understand which parts of your body help you bend and straighten your leg. Where can you engage? Where can you disengage? What can you use? I'm asking so many questions. Okay, next part, your hips. Fully focusing on your hips now. Feel your hips sinking back. What does that do to your leg? And now feel your hips pushing forwards. Noticing anything? Hips sinking back. Hips coming forwards. And again, hips back. Hips forward. How did that feel? Last one, back leg. So you're going to work your back knee, your back foot. Okay, feel your back foot now pushing away from you. Does anything happen? Now pull your back foot, back knee towards you. What happens? Push foot and knee away. Draw it in towards you. Just explore. Where do you feel you are getting most support for this half split? Front foot, front knee, hips, back of the legs, back leg. Or can you maybe try implement little parts of everything? What works for me might be different for you. So a few moments here to engage or play with the mechanisms to find your flow. Before I keep you here the whole day, just note, was it the foot, the knee, the hips, the back leg, maybe everything, and release. Okay, for today, you're going to bring your knees together, maybe even use a pillow, and come to a resting position. Your hands can, as per usual, be that support for your head. Round your upper body down here, feel yourself just taking a few moments to digest that. When we shift into a shape of half split, a lot happens when you're bending and straightening your leg. How do you support that process? And if you find yourself doing this pose in your practice, how can you support the mini flow? Can you engage that front foot? Can you play with push-pull? Can you honor where the knee bends and where it straightens, and allow it to bend where it wants to bend to and straighten where it wants to straighten to? Can the hips and awareness on the back leg help as well? If you had any aches or any interesting messages from your body, what may they possibly mean? And how can you listen to them in this pose and on the other side? Let's go for the other side. Coming up slowly, creating your foundation again. Hands and knees, and left foot steps forward. Upper body, lowering down. Sealing, gluing upper body to front leg. choosing where you want your pillows to support your hands. And just check if it feels nice and stable. Front knee on top of front foot here. Sometimes the front knee tends to come a little bit out in front of the front foot. Just check, do you feel stable there? Or does it feel more stable with the knee a little bit further back, directly on top of that front foot? Okay, once you feel stable, push that front foot away from you. Move towards straightening front leg. Pull the foot in. Push foot away. Move towards straightening. Pull leg in. If you want to take left hand to left hamstring just to feel out that muscle. Few rounds here. Straightening leg, pushing foot away. Feeling what's happening to your hamstring. Honoring where the hamstring wants to stop. Pulling foot back in. Feel how the hamstring maybe plugs back in and resets back to place. Push foot away, straighten. Front knee as best you can and bend it in. Now no, hamstrings are everyone's nemesis in the beginning. If you feel and if your mind is saying, oh my gosh, this is really weird, really tight, look at how I'm shaking. Just let your mind be a little bit more gentle with yourself today and know that these things do shift and they do change. Hamstrings were one of the things I first noticed shifted the most when I did exercises exactly like this one. Okay, shifting from front foot to front knee. Just focusing on straightening that front knee and bending front knee. Can you possibly imagine what is happening inside that joint? As you straighten, move to straighten, and as you bend. Is anything feeling like it helps you? Like it doesn't help you? Remember, no right or wrong here. I'm not looking for any specific answers. You're not looking for any perfect pose. You're looking for your pose that works for your body. And awareness to the hips. Feel hips sinking back. Hips coming forwards. Hips sinking back. What can you feel? Coming back forwards. What can you feel? And again, back. Feeling anything? Where are you feeling it? How's it feeling? Forwards. Release. Back toe is tucked. Just check. Okay. Firstly, push back leg, back toes, back heel, back knee, away from you. What happens? And now pull back leg in towards the front leg. What happens? Push it away. Pull it in. Push it away. And pull it back in. And now just flowing. Flowing for you. Where can you engage? Possibly front foot, front leg. Where can you focus on to get your flow? Maybe it is the connection between both legs. So when you move forwards, you push the feet away. And when you move back, you bring the legs in together. Maybe it's just focusing on the push-pull of that front leg. Maybe it is just focusing on that hamstring shaking. Getting familiar with the motion and how all the parts of the body work or don't work together. Lovely. Honoring where the hamstring, where that front leg stops in the bend. You'll get far more of a stretch if you stay here and stretch the muscles rather than try get a straight leg and force it. Good, and release. Left leg goes back. Knees tuck together. Hips sink down to your heels. Pillow comes in to be a pillow. Relax, head and neck down. Deep breath in. And full breath out. Firstly, could you maybe feel a difference in your sides? Did one hammy shake more than the other? If you can't remember, perhaps when you do this exercise again, maybe if you're curious, explore that. Take another breath, let it go. Did you feel the biggest support and shift when you moved your feet? When you moved your knees? When you focused just on one isolated muscle like a hamstring? When you did everything all together? Perfectly okay for you to not remember at all and to just stretch out that hamstring for today's session. What was your biggest takeaway from the session today? Do that again on both sides to explore where you find your strength, where you find your stability. And know that with repetition, the body starts to gain muscle memory and ease up and take new shape. Slowly rolling up when you're ready. Also wanted to mention, pillows are wonderful, but in yoga we have a lot of support and props and different kinds of mats. I have created an additional video as part of this program where I share recommendations on mats and props and straps. Yoga blocks are honestly a blessing, so if you would like to explore and invest in those, hop over to that video. Thank you. Your hammies will thank you, I promise. Feel free to repeat this exercise as much as you like. Feel free to explore your body on your leg or not on your leg, upper body. And feel free to pop me any questions if you have, if something came up for you, either in knees or hamstring or hips. If you have any questions or would like extra bit of guidance, just pop me an email or a message. Hope you enjoyed today's session. See you next time.